It could be natural gas is going through the roof as well. Anything, God forbid, you even heat your house with just electric right now, you're going to be broke. So all of those things are going to start taking place in a month or two. These people are going to start seeing these bills, and they're going to be choosing whether they're going to be turning the heat on or they're going to be cooking food.
Yep.
And that sucks. Luckily, again, I'm in reasonably good shape. Me and my wife make pretty good money together, and this is what goes up my ass a mile. These people will sit here and talk about closing. They have no idea what they're going to do to the people. And if they do, that should be reason enough to be impeached. And every one of them should be out of office. They sit there, again, their ivory towers making decisions for all the people who they're not listening to.
No, because you don't pay them enough money, Jim. We don't donate enough. We don't pay them enough money. We don't have some super PAC of just the commoners to, contribute to their campaigns anymore. So they're going to say what they need to say to get there. And like Mr. Justin was saying too, they go in there and they're like, if I do it right and I play my cards right, I can do this 30-some years. But I think some of them people in Congress, they need term limits just like the president. Depending on their cycle or whatever, but I think you got to do about 10 years, and then 20 years max,
Yeah, I don't. The other side of that, though, I think the other side of that, and I'm not. It's not that I'm opposed to that by any means. I'd like to be able to go, yeah, let's try it out and see how it works. But just like I'm not sure if it was you, Donnie, or you, Mr. D, that mentioned it. It was okay. We got all these. Let's say we just sweep everything red. Well, the next couple of years are going to be all these guys that were just like, hey, I'm a politician now. So if you don't give them a chance, there is going to have to always be some sort of learning curve with all of this. It's not just going to be, boom, I'm in and I'm going to be able to get things done. So I would only be cautious of what those term limits are. I mean, obviously, 30 years is ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. There's no reason to be in government for 30 years. It was never meant to be that, I agree with it. I just like to see there should be like a little bit of the transition period or whatever you want to call it to see if that would work. But I'd be in favor of that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's called a report card, right? And that's what's happening right now. We're pulling out our report cards on how we feel about candidates and individuals, their policies and programs, and that's how we vote.
Yeah,
right. But then you got people. There's so many extremists on each side, though, that want to preach all their stuff. You got so many people that say some of the most just outrageous, asinine things, like, i.e., I'm sorry, the ladies from The View. Whoopi Goldberg in here talking about how she doesn't understand how voters are worried about immigration and crime. That's their big concerns, and when they're looking who to vote for. Well, damn, Whoopi, I don't know where you've been hiding at, but crime, especially like burglaries at your home, you're getting your car stolen, things like that. Just mob people during the day, just go in and just start mob robbing a place and haul ass for stuff, right? That just happens like it's nothing anymore. So I'm sorry, everybody's not in the gated community with you, Whoopi, but yeah, that's the reality a lot of other people face on a daily basis. And then you got just extreme idiots like the other girl. She's called basically half of America as they were roaches. Like if they vote for Republicans, it's like roaches asking for raid. I'm like, really? You're that extreme that you can't even see or think that the other opinion might be relevant. That's half the problem with our stuff right now. Exactly. You can't even see it. You won't even listen. And it's just, all the Democrats, the key players, Obama, the Clintons out there talking about how bad the Republicans are. A lot of the people I talk to just bullshitting in and out of deliveries and this and that. You know what? They're like, I'll take a Republican any day of the week right now because they're like, at least I know it. They'll at least tell me, hey, I'm going to stick it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
With that being said, Donnie, you got to hold up on that, bud. And we'll be right back. Listen, tonight is election night in America. We can't tell you how important it is to get out and vote. And I mean, look, unless you're in extreme leftists. I mean, what my panel and what the FFN network and Rabbit Hole panel is saying, ladies and gentlemen, is true. Just because the left is coming out and saying what it is doesn't mean it's true. Same thing with Republicans. All we ask is you just look into this stuff. My God, this guy is telling America that he wants to close down every coal production plant, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to survive. You're not going to survive, okay, unless you are one of the $2 billion Powerball winners. With that being said, we'll be right back after this break in 3 minutes. Hey, and we're back. Thanks for sticking around for more of the Rabbit Hole. We tonight is Tuesday night. This is the most important vote in America for a while. And again, all the Rabbit Hole and the gentlemen on the panel are saying is just do your due diligence and just read the facts. Man, don't go to MSNBC. Don't go to Fox. Don't go to none of them. Okay? Obviously, you hear a little bit off your local news, but give you something to look at. Don't just go by what these people say. It's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Jim had a point himself about, what are you going to decide? Whether you're going to use your gas to cook your food or you're going to use your gas to heat your house. It's insane. With that being said, Jim wants to, before I announce Jim, I would like to announce a young Republican that wants to bounce on the show with us for a little while. And I'd like to introduce my buddy Justin. He is the host of the Side Draft here on FFN Radio Network. And he'd like to join the boys for a little while and get in on a convo. And I welcome that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is Justin. So what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Okay.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
All right, all right.
All right. So with that being said, Jim, you was up, buddy.
Hey,
Honestly, I don't know what I was going to say.
Blake.
What, D?
I forgot what the point I was.
Hold on, Jim. What, D?
So we decided to talk about the election results on our last segment, and I just wanted to give the audience a little update here real quick. We do have polls closing, and we do have projections already, but they're still early.
Okay, right now we're looking at the Senate right here. The Democrats 37, Republicans 31. Right now in Vermont, it's Peter Welch that's up over Gerard Malo by a big margin, so that's huge. Also Kentucky, Rand Paul, he's running away with that against Charles Booker. 57-42. Go ahead, D. This is your job tonight.
You choked it from me. Go ahead, you're doing a good job.
All right. Okay.
You choked it.
All right. Just make sure you bring enough napkins next time. I ain't doing that. All right. Here we go.
Cock blocker.
North Carolina, Sherry Beasley. She's at 55.4.
How much of the vote is in already? Have they counted? They give a percent on that?
36.4% of the votes are counted.
Okay.
Okay. And now we're pushing down to South Carolina, where only 3% of the votes have been counted. Tim Scott, he's up 58.5 with Christy Matthews, 41.5. And down to Florida, where 67.7 of the votes are counted. And Marco Rubio is doing very well, 55. Val Demings. Demings, 43%. And
thank you for the clarification, D.
All I hear is somebody fucking giggling like a little squirrel girl in the background, man. That's all I'm getting here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dale.
Go ahead, D.
No, Justin. So, what brings you on tonight, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, I watch you guys every week, and
awesome.
Thank you. You guys pretty much nail it with whatever topic you guys. Whatever topic you guys are talking about, and this one, this week it just touches a little bit at home. You know what I mean? Because I know, like Jim was saying, about families having to. It's so important because with the prices of everything going up, families have to decide what they're going to spend their money on, and
I mean, you could talk about that a little bit more, bro. You're recently married, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not married yet. I'm
all right, but you've been with your wife. You got 2 small children,
right? Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. So, like, I have a very good, which I know, like Jim said too, and that's why I wanted to touch on a little bit. Is me and my fiance, we make good money too. We're not working these small, entry-level jobs. We have good jobs, and it's still taking a toll, We're trying to plan a wedding. We have 2 small kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it's crazy. We just bought a house last year. Just from the time that we bought our house to now, the price increase on certain things, you know what I mean, is just it's astronomical. Like with our electric bill went up from $200 at the beginning of the summer to almost, we had 2 or 3 months, it was over $600. How are you supposed to, you know what I mean? How are you supposed to control your finances or control what you do in life when you have a family, you have a kid, you need transportation, you need all these sorts of things that just rack up a bill? How are people supposed to get by? How are people supposed to live on that? It's just crazy. It's just crazy what the economy is doing to us right now, especially us, middle class and hardworking individuals, just taking a toll.
Absolutely. Jim, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say when you said, oh, me and my wife, we make pretty good money. Yeah, we make pretty good money. Like I said before, certainly nothing to brag about, that's for sure. Which again is why, that point that I had brought up, or you just brought up yourself. So I have guys that work for me, entry level guys in my shop that make $20 to $22 an hour. This morning when I went into work. And again, I don't pay their salaries. It's not my company. I just run the place. I went into work. I bought 1 quart. I'm not even kidding you. It was a quart of half and half, like cream, and a stupid thing of like trail mix because I was starving. I just worked out. It was $9.60. I swear to God, next week I'll bring the receipt. $9.60. This is half an hour for this dude to work to buy a thing of cream. It was 5 ounces, dude, of trail mix, bro. I'm not kidding you. Like, how can this person possibly? I feel I'm like I want to like cry for the dude because I'm like I don't even know. This kid lives alone. He's on like a 1-bedroom apartment. He pays like $1,700 a month. I'm like I don't even know how you can even. He drives like a beater vehicle, like a total piece of crap. I feel bad for this kid. Like I want to buy him a car for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's brutal.
And it's only going to get worse next month. Like, how are these people going to survive? And this is a good dude, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a wide skill set, but he's at work every single day. He works Saturdays. Yeah. This dude works his balls off, and they're just destroying these people. Why? And that's what I mean. You know how easy it would be for him to just go, you know what? Just give me everything because it's not even worth me working.
Yep.
If I was in his position, I probably would too. Dude, the kid works, I'm not kidding you, 45, 50 hours a week, and he's got nickels at the end of the week. Like, why? Like, that's what they want. Yeah. They want these people to go, just where do I sign? What's your name? I'll vote for you. Just give me what I need to live. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's that last step before they own you. And they're going to make it. This is that last piece of the puzzle. They've owned these guys for the longest time. And again, especially the people who are on welfare who can't get off it because that line between me getting a job and you taking care of me is so close that it isn't worth me stressing. Why am I going to go to work for somebody and get stressed out to make, $50 a week more? Who cares? Who cares? So they've had those people under their thumb for long enough. And now this is what's going to destroy the middle and upper middle class. I mean, if they actually go through what they're talking about, like they are just outright saying they're going to do, this is going to put pricing for everybody so high. Only rich people will be able to afford to heat their homes and feed their families. And at that point, we're done. Game over. Because I can guarantee, I can't guarantee anything. I hope I'm wrong in this, but the mindset in this country that used to be rugged individualism is now collectivism and, for a lack of a better word, bunch of pussies. Nobody's going to stand up.
I was going to say pussy.
You can use it. It's good. But that's where we are. It's not who we were, but it's who we've become. And they know that. The evidence is in already. They can shut down your entire country and go, you can't go outside today and you need to put a mask on. Oh, and get this shot. Oh, we're going to fire you. And you know what happened? Nothing. Not one person. Nothing happened. They just decimated our economy for 2 years. And then it finally starts working again. And now they're destroying it again. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to put you in a position where you're going to be on your knees begging. Or you can stand up and fight.
Donnie, can we get a response to that?
I think there's going to be a bigger fight this next go round. To answer your question, Jim, I think January 6th was a dress rehearsal, full dress rehearsal. MR eval type, environment or exercise. And I think if they go and the Democrats keep pushing this stuff, and if they maintain the control that they have now, they'll crush our economy, and it'll go back to that. It'll go back to a point where it's, either the strong survive and the weak become, servants or slaves. Basically you become servants.
D, any updates on the election, buddy?
No, sir, but I do have something to
from
add
5 seconds
there,
ago.
Blaze.
Just
Don't
kidding.
fuck with Blaze. He's having a bad day today.
I know. He's gonna fire me.
Justin, what part of the country you live in? Mass or Rhode Island, sir?
No, I live in Mass.
Mass.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, sir. Damn. I did have something, Blaze, and this is what it is. I hope to God Trump doesn't run again.
Why?
Why?
DeSantis, baby.
Yes, but no. And Trump already fears him. He gives him a nickname already. And
What does that mean? What does that mean? I thought yes, I thought it was a positive nickname. What was wrong with the nickname?
That's not his fucking name. His name is
Doesn't
DeSantis.
matter.
Let's act like professionals.
But there's a demonious big deal.
You talk about being a clown show. That's a
big
fucking
deal.
clown. That's the
Bullshit.
biggest fucking clown we have, man.
Bullshit.
Yes.
Look at where the fuck we
when
are.
The Americans, and when
Look
the
at where we are now. I know the clown show was on, and we weren't in this mess at all. But now, you know.
No. And if the Republicans win, the first thing they don't need to do is not impeach Joe Biden and fucking go in there into his office as the majority leader, McCarthy, and say, Joe, we need to work together. If not, then you shut it down for 2 years.
How can anybody work with that administration?
You don't know, because he didn't have to work with anybody. He had both houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives.
So he was told what to do when he signed all his executive orders. Then.
Oh, well, you know that. You know that.
All right,
and
then.
the audience knows that too, man.
Listen,
but you got to be in
the first one that backs DeSantis. No problem. I got no problem with that. If his fucking policies what I hope they be because of what he's been doing down in Florida, you know what I'm saying? But look, we've had this conversation a zillion times. Everybody's got a bug up their ass with Trump because he says it like it is. Yeah, he's a narcissist. Number two, it's all about him, but I don't give a shit about that. I care what he's going to do to help these people with fucking food on a plate like he was. You know what I mean? Black unemployment was the highest that it's ever been under any president with Trump. Okay? We just made an excellent point in how all Democrats want to do is keep black people down. Anybody who's a minority, you want to keep them down because that's their vote. If these people rise up and realize the success they can be with their families and shit, the Democratic Party would be scared as shit and they'd be hiding in a fucking corner somewhere.
You know,
they wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Just by the numbers, the Democrats have the Republicans beat by registered voters. You know that, right? This country is like 65% Democrat. No, you listen.
Listen.
Because you're talking out of your ass, man.
No, I don't think so.
No,
that's like saying, bring back the fucking popular vote. If we don't bring back the popular vote, Democrats would win just by California. Exactly. Just by California, Democrats would win.
Oh, man. Change the subject, man.
So the electoral vote, to me, makes it fair.
Electoral.
That's right.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you still have that major population of Democrats. What can't you figure in your head? The state is representative. All these fucking states, minus your red states like Texas, where you're overpopulated Republicans, but fucking Beto's going to make a little noise. Arizona used to be a fucking red state. Look at it now. It's not about the electoral vote, man. We are outnumbered by Democrats, plain and simple. Everybody wants a fucking handout. And if I'm going to be a Democrat, I'm going to have two hands out.
Well, hey, exactly. You just helped my cause. That's why we have so many fucking Democrats. Because they're fucking lazy and all they want you to do is put money in their pocket for them.
No, I wouldn't say that's all Democrats, man.
I'm not saying that all Democrats. All right, that's a bad statement to say in general. Majority, how's that?
Help me out. Bad statements. Just don't stand there. Look at me.
All right, I'm entitled.
Help me out, Justin.
Yeah, no, I think one of the biggest things to get a little shift here, because even if we're overpopulated, Democrat, Republican, whichever party you lean towards, I think the biggest thing is people need to stop looking at it as a general, like looking at the Republicans or the Democrats as a general group, I guess you could say, to be a part of, and they need to stop breaking down Democrats and Republicans, whichever party they wanna further pursue or be a part of. They need to stop
breaking news,
down.
Fox is calling for DeSantis. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, they just need to. People need to actually put the foot down, do some research, actually break down everything that these parties stand for, what they work for, all these sorts of things. And then on top of that, the young people like myself, younger generation, they can't just. A lot of them, I think, just kind of lean towards whatever they were grown around or what was thrown around them. They need to start. People need to start doing research for themselves. They need to start realizing who's going to put together a better future for them, whichever party it is. So I just think people need to do more research on their own. They need to stop following certain agendas or certain things that that people put before them and just rolling with it. You know, they need to figure stuff out for themselves, and they'll realize whether it's going to be opinion based or whatever it is, but they're going to be able to put together their own opinion, whichever side it is, the left or the right, and then we can talk. You know, then we can talk about the population being, 60% to 40% or whatever the case may be. So I just think people need to start doing their research because not everything's all good and dandy.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, Jim.
Yeah, I was just going to kind of piggyback on that too. Is a lot of people who do get all their news from, I mean, it's difficult because there's only so many outlets you can get it from, and no matter where you go, there's always a skew. It's either one side or the other. But the bigger problem is the main, like again, they call it mainstream media, whatever. The Fox, the CNN, the MSNBC, they have this category they put you in. If you're a liberal, if you're a Democrat, if whatever, you're on the left. These are the things you have to subscribe to, right? Then they have Fox News and other outlets that are right leaning. And here's all the things you have to subscribe to. And if you fault on either one of those, you just get demolished by either side. And it forces these people to think in these two black and white ways, along with social media of all sorts, which is why I'm not even a part of it. It also gives these people, as I'm sitting here saying it, the keyboard warriors who can go on anonymously and just drop all this crap, but they have the ability to influence so many people along the way. It's like this internet that was built. As much good as it's done bad, because there are some people, I'm sorry, that just I don't know. I don't want to go too far with that.
Why are you sorry, man? Why are you sorry?
Because it's not I agree that people should have free speech, but there's certain motherfuckers where you're just like, dude, shut up because you're spewing bullshit. Like but you can't regulate that. But I mean, my bigger point is, all of these narratives are driven by a media that is only job is to force you into one of these camps and divide this country rather than unite it. So if you don't fall into one of these camps, you're thrown into this middle section of, like, I get it's not independence though, because I'm way more right leaning than I ever am left, but I can't subscribe to everything they say. So I get beat down about it. You know what I mean? It's like they make you
right.
You're either one or the other, and again, it's media. It's just like Justin was saying. I don't know if I'm on the same page as you with that, but
yeah, exactly.
It's a major issue, man.
Right. So, Donald.
Oh, I want to go off what Justin wants. So, Justin, basically, you want to grow the Tea Party is what you want. Same with Jim. You want that middle class. What a lot of people call an independent, because you don't, sign either way. That's basically what y'all are asking for. That would help, because I believe the Tea Party in the middle is where most of the work would get done. That would be just great. Those type people that can sit in the middle and see at least either side, the opinion either way, and they're willing to sit down and talk to each other. I'll take them all day, rather than far right, left, the far right, right, what group you want to put them in. I don't get too much into it. I just want the people in the middle that got some sense can see both sides of the equation, and they're willing to work at it.
D.
And then the other, okay.
No, go ahead, Donnie. I can roll off.
I was going to answer something about Jim, and they were talking about the younger age and where our society's at. But I'll loop back to say it's our own damn fault. Partly, it's our own damn fault. Partly because you know what? We raised that younger generation. And I'm not talking mom to dad or, mom and dad to child, grandbaby. I'm talking about as a society. You get raised as a society as well in the community. Depending on where you live at and what area you live in, you get raised by the community too. So a lot of that has gone away and people just running crazy. So it's kind of our own fault for we let the rules go away. We let them like, oh, well, and we always did it under this, oh, I want them to have it better than I had. But I think we went and spoiled them a little bit more than maybe we should have. So that's kind of our own fault that the way people are a little crazy now. So maybe we need to start teaching a little better at home and maybe teaching that you can be an individual, they can be an individual, but as a group collectively, you can teach synergy, 1 + 1 = 3, and don't worry about all the other bullshit. We start teaching a little more like that, then maybe we'll get past some of all the racial shit we have and some of that tension, and that would help out a lot.
Right. D?
Yes, sir. So we're going to talk a little election results, just quick minutes. New Hampshire is the biggest key one we all need to concern ourselves with, and that's with Bulldog, retired general going after Hassan. A lot of analysts are saying if Bulldog does good in that election, it will spread throughout the United States. Currently, right now, she's at 63%. He's at 37% of the vote, and 9% of the vote has been counted. That's all I have.
All right.
So
all right. So, and I got a little this little piece that I'm about to throw up here, and we can touch base on that because all 5 of us or 4 of us were talked on this topic. So let's go.
For me. Yeah, in New York City. And I voted in Westchester, which is actually kind of skews a little Republican, seeing all these like Lee Zeldin for governor things everywhere. I've never seen that much Republican signage in my neighborhood ever. Mm-hmm. And I've never seen so many people voting.
No, she's petrified.
So that was very encouraging to me. But I have to tell you, I think that Republicans are using this rhetoric, this election denial stuff, because it works. It works for so many people, and there are so many people that feel disenfranchised that I'm not surprised that you have someone like Herschel Walker in a dead heat with Senator Warnock.
A PhD pastor.
Yeah. And how about John Fetterman, a graduate? He has a graduate degree from Harvard, and he's so close to some quack supplement Dr. Oz. I mean, it's just unbelievable when you think about it. So, look.
Okay, Jim, you want to add?
Yeah. I don't even. We're still on echo here.
Shut the video off.
I don't even know where to start with that. Like, again, these people just don't get it. I don't need somebody with a PhD. I don't really care. I need somebody who's got common sense, dude. I need somebody who's going to make sure that I can heat my house and feed my family. I don't care about any of your credentials. None of that matters. Do your job. Listen to the people. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not you making decisions for me. It's me making decisions for me. You just have to execute what we say. That's it. Like, I don't know why they have this backwards. They totally don't understand. It's we the people, not you. I'm sorry.
Straight up. Justin?
That needs a hand clap there. Sorry, Justin.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, but you pretty much nailed it. That's the biggest thing is that's what they're trying to use as their arguments all the time is the credentials that they have on paper, not so much what they can provide us as people. And that's that fear that you guys always talk about that they're trying to instill in us is, oh, this guy has a PhD and this guy is just some whatever athlete, actor, or whatever the case may be. But that shouldn't be what the media puts out to us. It should be what they can provide for us as we the people, and that's it. And that's just them trying to put fear into our lives and make us vote whichever way they want us to vote, and that's how it is. They just need to start showing us what they can do for us instead of what they have on paper.
Right. Agreed. D.
Yeah, that woman when she starts placing education, well, we have a problem. And I'm just gonna go to Warnock. He's the black pastor that got filled in because somebody moved up to the White House and the governor. I don't know. But anyways, he's going against Herschel Walker. And Herschel Walker was a hell of a football player. And what kills me with this Warnock dude, and I'm surprised she's had him on the show, he's a fucking slumlord. He's kicking out residents during COVID-19 and recovery time, and we support a guy like this. Where's the humbleness? And then he's a pastor. Money's not an issue for him. His his platform, that's what he loves. He's a pastor, and he signs off abortion like it's a glass of ice water for somebody in hell. I don't know why how these people are communicating. I really don't. And just a quick update from his race, Warnock and Herschel Walker. Right now, 38% of the vote has been reported. Warnock is in 54%, and Walker is at 44%. That's all I have, Blaze.
Okay, man. Look.
I just want to make. Can I make one comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know a lot of smart people who are dumb as shit. That's all I'm going to say.
Can I add to that too, Jim? So
Sure.
she's talking about making requirements, and I think a great commander in chief should have did some time in some type of military service, even the sea service, whatever. So that's why I support DeSantis more than that draft dodging motherfucker, fat ass Trump. That's all I got to say.
With that being said, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, in exactly 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Rabbit Hole Show here on Tuesday night. We got a big one for you tonight. Tonight is election night. Very important election night. To see who is going to put this country back at its best. I mean, we haven't been in our best for a very long time. For me, very long time since the land of opportunity, things like that. But everything's on this race as it goes tonight, and I like to start off the third segment here with Mr. Donald, and lay it on us, brother.
Well, what are we gonna do? I mean, really think about it. What if the Republicans win it out and they control both houses and we got this split government? What's really going to get accomplished? What is the main things that we really need to accomplish? Because I think right now everybody's throwing shit at the board to see what sticks. Don't even know how to go down which way. Are we going to start peeling back on the Ukraine aid? Or are we just going to go full-fledged and go in there now? I mean, I think there's a lot of decisions like that need to get made, and they need to be made quick, because I don't think we can keep going down this path of relying on other people and preaching all this self-reliance when we're not even ready for it and we can't even afford it. It's what part of that when we just can't keep printing money? So when we start tackling our debt, maybe then we can get somewhere. But they're about to do that shit again.
And you know something, Donnie? We could just be a regular American citizens, and we did our time. We got guys on the show that making real good money out there and stuff, and we can shut up, but we're not. This money we're going to get over through this inflation, and it'll reset and all that. But this debt that we're collecting is going to be for our grandchildren, our great grandchildren. And yeah, and that's why we're being so vocal. And this goes to, you don't need a PhD in mathematics. You put 5 cents in the bank and you want to take out 10, they're not going to give it to you.
No, for Justin and Jim, you don't need young children now.
Go ahead, Donnie. You bouncing? You ready to box? Go ahead, Donnie.
No, but
I gotta bounce this one over to Jim.
Credentials. I don't give it. Hey, that's great. You have a PhD in mathematics, then you need to be on the economic committee. I want you to have those nominations or them credentials to go on those committees. That's great. Yes, but yeah, you're right. I don't give a shit. Like I told somebody in a senior NCO class one time, I said the smartest man in that room had a GED. People couldn't believe it, but I was like, you watch. Yeah, the smartest man with the GED, he was the smart guy that got all the awards, right? I'm like, you don't have to have a piece of paper to say you got intelligence, man. You got to show it.
Touche. Yeah, absolutely, brother.
And I think if some more people are starting to see that, and we're maybe slowly getting back to that in the workforce, then if we could keep that up, maybe we'll get back to it and it'll ease it a little better. But at the same time, people are screaming about $15 an hour and unionize this. I want $20 an hour. You got to remember, at some point, it's not profitable for the business owner to employ you at that rate. So you got to be reasonable in your demands. You got to be able to work a little bit. And I don't think some of that is happening right now. And that's the reason you got some of the divide that you have right now. Because as soon as the media can get a hold of it and flip some color into it, it makes the story quick.
Right.
All
right.
And that's something
I got you, brother. I agree. I think everybody on the panel agrees with you there. We're going to go to Jim now. We're going to play a little quick video, and Jim wants to add to it. So
hold on. God damn it. All right. Well, I wanted to bounce off a couple of things these guys were saying first before you play that. That's just a clip to show how much of a scumbag that
It doesn't matter. We're going to play it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So somebody said, where do we start? Was it D, right? Where do we start? Was it? All right. So, I mean, I think the first place we start is getting back to being somewhat energy independent. We have more oil in this country than anybody in the world, pretty much. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, at least get to the point where we can sustain ourselves and we're not begging people for things. I mean, that would be a good place to start. Again, it's not going away tomorrow. It can't go away tomorrow. So you want to use that money and put it towards all your green job stuff, whatever. That's great. I have no problem with that. What you need to do though is make us so we're not dependent on other nations for all the things that we really need to survive. So that would be a place I think we should really start. And as far as your leaving all this debt to our kids, we're going to be leaving debt to the first people on Mars as well. Like once your kids are well gone, the first civilization on another planet's going to owe money. So I was just and going to what Donnie had said about minimum wage, people not making enough money. Here's the thing, like I don't know how long ago it was. If I even throw years at him, I'll be throwing bullshit. But a while ago, people used to have these things called trades, like plumbing and like auto mechanic stuff. Could be like masonry, machining, all of these trades that would just build America. And now kids go, I don't want to do that. I want to go and play on my IT stuff and be a computer dude and not go to like get my hands dirty and actually work. The trades in this country are what built it, and it's what makes money. Dude, if you're a union electrician, you can make 100 beans an hour all day in Boston right now. If you know how to like do like actual pipe fitting at a pipe fitters union, another one probably bring you three digits an hour. So much stuff they can do to make money in a trade, but nobody wants to do that. And again, that's an entitlement bullshit, pussy ass way to approach life, because I can tell you right now, I have tried to hire people for months and years. I'm going on years now. I cannot find skilled people anywhere. They're a dying breed. And when you find one, you have to hold on to them and coddle them, because even they have become entitled, because they know if you let me go, I'm going to go right down the road, cut your throat, and make twice as much. And it's a huge problem in this country. We need another shift back to manufacturing our own stuff. There's another step we can take in the right direction, which, as much as I can't stand the buffoon that we had previously, because he had a mouth he just wouldn't shut up. Again, manufacturing in America is what's going to make us money. I mean, it's what it's all about. If you're not manufacturing and purchasing here, you're doing it for somebody else. And that's what we've been doing for years. We're more like a freaking warehouse than we are a producer.
Donald?
No, Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to piggyback because I do agree with you, Jim, about being self-sufficient. We need to make everything in-house. We need to produce our own stuff. We need to be not dependent on other countries or any other governments or anything like that. What I will say is, as much as a mouthy, whatever you want to call Trump, orange hair, whatever you want to call him, Trump said it like it was, and I'm not by any means. I don't have a PhD in politics or anything like that, but I mean I can see black and white. And Donald Trump, like I said, mouthy, whatever you guys want to call him, piece of shit, couldn't keep his mouth shut. This guy drove America to a place where it needed to be. We had the lowest unemployment rate. We had lowest unemployment rate for the black community. We had so many people working in trades, people making money, saving money, investing money, stocks, all these kind of things. So you can say what you want about Trump or this, that, the other thing. We need somebody like Trump back in office to get us back to where we were and build off that, because I think that's the only way things are going to get greater. The only other thing I will say is kids nowadays, I don't think that trades is one of the biggest things, like you said, Jim. Yeah, not a lot of people want to get into trades, you know what I mean? As far as, for the workforce, but I still don't think that these kids coming into a workforce working wherever, it's small shops, I don't think that you can push them aside as not being a help towards our economy growing. I mean, just being in the workforce in general, helping with pay taxes, providing cities, states, whatever country with money to spend, or whatever case, whatever grand scale you want to look at it. I don't think being in trades is the biggest downfall to anything. Kids aren't going to want to do that nowadays, and that's also like Donnie said, we're doing it to ourselves in a society where We're allowing technology to run over in every aspect of our lives. Kids and that are growing up now are not going to want to do the things that guys like me or my father or my grandfather or all of us did. That's a society problem. You can't turn now with the way technology is. You can't turn back and fix that. You're not going to want to get this new generation to come out and get their hands dirty and do all this kind of crazy stuff when they can sit behind a computer, probably makes the same money that I do doing nothing. They don't even have to nick a fingernail, you know. But we have to take that, what they can provide us, and we have to make something good out of that. Whether they're, like you said, scrolling on Facebook, selling shit on Amazon, whatever the hell they're doing, we have to find a way to make good out of that. Kids are not going to want to go into trades, and I don't think that's a problem. Like I said, we just need to make good out of the things that they want to do. So that's all I got.
Donald?
I agree with Justin. Go, Demas.
Yeah, I asked you, bro, on the message board. Jim, I'm going to respond to you on, Donnie, I'm going to need you on one of these. But on the vocational jobs, those
okay, we're not
those,
all right.
Those will be in high demand in about another 10 to 20 years. And what do I mean about that? They will be in high demand, but when you have something in high demand, what do you get? High cost, right? High pay. So then these kids that come out of vocational schools will not make more than a doctor, but somebody who did a 4-year degree, they will definitely make more than them. You know what I mean? Donnie, you remember Kevin Fenwick?
Yep.
Remember when he was talking about his son? One went to Harvard as a lawyer and the other one, an underwater welder?
Yep.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I remember. I talked to his boy. He was at law school. Yeah.
Yes. So bottom line, we worked for this gentleman, real good guy. He had 2 sons, Briggs and Stratton. Briggs was one's name, and the other one wasn't Stratton, but we'd say Briggs and Stratton because it's an engine. But anyways, one son was in Harvard Law, and he was going to get $100,000 job in New York working for some corporate lawyer shit. And then he had his other son. He had a good talk with him. He says, "Son, do you want to go to Harvard? And I'll pay." And he paid for his son to go to Harvard. This guy was totally worked, divorced. He focused all his money on his kids. And he told his younger son, he says, "Son, I can send you to an underwater welding school for $40,000, and you'll be making $250,000 a year, almost double what your brother wants to do. You make the call." And I just wanted to bring that point up because, corporate lawyer, underwater welder, not highly educated, but this guy can weld underwater. And going to you, Justin, and I know you'll support this, but it just came up. We talk about the youngins not wanting to get their hands dirty. And I totally agree. I don't want my kids to do what I did, and I'm pretty sure you don't want your kids to do and all that. To get back to United States being a manufacturing giant like it was, we'd have to get back to the World War II generation. We're not. So my biggest plan on this is we all talked about we need a manufacturer in the United States, and I agree totally. Instead of climate change, we need to focus more on robotic machinery to set up assembly lines and very low staffed to get instead of climate change, because it all boils down to energy independence, and we suck right now. That's all I have. Thank you, Donnie.
Jim?
Oh my God, this could be an entire show for me. I don't know. It's difficult for me because I do manufacturing. I don't do like, I weld 2 things together. I make those 2 things. I literally make parts that go on tanks. I make parts that go on airplanes. I make parts that go on people's bodies. I make parts that go to space. Everything that you look around was touched by a guy who does what I do. So when I hear you guys talk about that, it hits home for me.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute, Jim. Wait a minute, though. We're talking about your manufacturing is big now. I'm not talking about making nuts and bolts for aircraft carriers now. Okay? Yeah, no, hear me out. I'm talking about foods, making pants, all this other manufacturing that comes from Mexico and China and stuff. Yeah, you're going to have your specialized machinery, of course.
Newsflash, bro. Half of the shit that bolts on our tanks comes from other countries. It's manufactured in other countries. Our military parts are manufactured in other countries. So again, my point, we are competing with China. We're competing with all these other things, but it's solely because, again, well, it's not solely because of that. There's a million different reasons we can, again, it's a whole show right here. But the fact that I can't find somebody to do a job because it's been phased out of America for $1. It'll get done for $1 cheaper somewhere else. And you can't get people into trades. I can't find people to do this. And manufacturing is the only way you're going to make money. You don't make money by buying something and selling it to somebody who's not producing anything. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. So what does your shop consist of? CNC machines, drill presses, ovens?
Yeah. All of
basically
that.
What a kid does in a machine shop, right?
Yeah, it's machining.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of that, no matter what it is, that doesn't, like, you make molds that make plastic. Anything that comes on a phone, it's all been molded. There's all of that.
Yeah,
all that's
but and that.
I mean, I'm not.
No, guess what it has on that phone? Petrochemicals.
Absolutely.
That phone
Yeah.
has got petrochemicals. You can't generate that from a fucking wind power mill.
No, you're not gonna, and you're not gonna run what we need to as far as machines on solar. You know what I mean? All of these things. So I mean, I guess it gets back to that whole point of where do we start? Where do we go? All that thing. But I just want to point out again, those trades, all those things, they are extremely important.
They are. They are important.
And no matter what, once you can have even now, IT stuff is starting to be. I guess maybe I missed my point. Even the people who are coming out of college do not have jobs, right? People come out of college all the time, buried in debt. That's why we're getting ready to bail them out. Your education isn't doing you any good, but trades are, because we're starving. I can't find skilled labor. Yet you went to school for 6 years for, I don't know, whatever it is you can't find a job for that now I need to pay for. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. So it's all connected.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I totally understand. I did 12 years.
So when we're trying to say, no, my kids aren't going to get their hands dirty. They're not going to do what I did. I'm going to send them to school to have a better life. No, you're going to send them to school to have a dead-end job that you're going to pay off their bills. That's what you're doing. We're starving in this country for people with skilled labor because we need to produce our own. We need to stop having China be our shopping mall. You know what I'm saying? We need to produce it. We need to train people, and you can make good money in all of these trades.
Donald?
Yes, you can.
I could agree with everybody. You're right, 100%. Justin, we need to make the best use out of each generation and their skill sets. That's what you do in business and leadership and everything else. You make the best of what those skill sets are. You try to teach others, but sometimes you just can't teach it, and they just don't grasp it. It's just that's the way people are. That's how we educate ourselves or whatever. It's how our mind works. But the manufacturing and all this stuff everybody's talking about, that sounds like Band-Aid fixes. What's the strategic investment into this? So
robotic
maybe
machinery.
we get some people to think strategically, like not just 5, 10 years. Where is it 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? And if we make more agreements with people down south, because let's all admit right here, immigration is mainly coming south, and what's the problem that they have down south? There ain't a job, and they're desperate, and they have family they need to eat. So what happens? They come here. There's your skilled labor best you can, but it all depends on, damn, does this guy, he can weld his ass off, but does he have a certification and it requires it? Maybe that's where we need to do some leeway when we're out here thinking about hiring people too. Like, I get this, damn, whatever, dude. That dude's desperate. He's going to come get some work, and he'll be here every damn day. Take your degree and move the hell on.
And you know,
Justin?
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah,
Sorry.
pretty much what I was just going to say. Donnie just nailed it. So Jim, just a quick question. Are you guys you're looking to hire, are they entry level, or you're looking for guys that are skilled, have experience?
Geez, honest to God, dude, I just try to get people in the door, to be honest with you. But I mean, if you're not looking for a skilled guy, then I don't know what you're looking for. I guess I always will. everything really. I mean, across the board. You know what I mean.
So
You
when you
kinda
have
just put feelers up.
yeah, so when you have somebody
Is that-
come across your table with an
yeah.
application, whatever process they go through, what do you look for? You look for somebody who has experience in whatever you manufacture, whatever work you provide, right?
Again, it's a tough question to answer because honestly, I swear to God, when we put out ads on like Indeed or all of these big websites, I might get 5, and 4 of them have no relevant experience at all.
Do you
And
think
that
that
one guy,
those four people, given a chance, you don't think that they could provide you any positive anything in
Production.
I mean, I have
that's
no
the
idea.
problem. Is
I
we're not
mean,
giving people chances, like Donnie said. We have to cut that leeway out a little bit and allow
yeah.
somebody to at least prove that they belong in whatever workforce,
Can,
whatever.
Justin,
facet.
can
So,
I can
so hold
respond
on, hold
to
on.
this.
Wait.
No,
Hang
Justin.
on.
No, it's because you don't want to train them.
Not
You
at
don't
all,
have the
dude.
time to train them.
One 5-axis machine is 380 80 plus $1,000.
What's it
You
do?
don't pull a dude who just I run
I
machines.
don't think that
No,
matters. I don't
no,
think that
no.
matters. That's just my opinion. I
Dude, you load a
I work
pot
in
wrong and smash a machine.
I work in public safety on the highway,
Yeah,
and we have just
God
one
bless
pounder
you.
that installs guardrail is about
yeah.
$200,000, and we take guys with zero construction experience and with a little bit of guidance. I just had a guy that started with us a few months ago, Derek, probably the best worker in my entire crew. He just came out from doing over 20 years in jail, has zero skill set whatsoever. We trained him, we molded him, and he's one of the best guys we have working because we gave him an opportunity. On
Jim,
paper,
Jim,
had
I'm sorry.
Dude,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
I've been managing for 17 years.
I don't-
I can tell you
wait,
right
wait.
now that my tolerancing I work with is less than a human hair. And we make thousands of pots on machines that are worth more than houses. You do not come into my shop and not know what you're doing. When you push a button, you can cause like almost again $300,000 worth of damage. A spindle
Yeah, I don't.
could be fifty,
Okay.
sixty thousand
All right.
dollars.
All right. Okay, guys.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. It's
No,
not.
no.
This,
I
what I,
and
you know what
I
I mean?
get that. I
Maybe
get that.
maybe
Listen, I used to
in
work.
plumbing. You can hire a dude who just
Listen, I used to work at
What's
a
up?
company called Wakefield Engineering. Some of you might have heard it, some of you might have not. Anyways, and they do
Yep.
they were hiring people first, second, and third shift. And yeah, you would have one floor person that would control a certain amount of CNC machines, make sure the die guy put the dies in, all of that fun stuff like that. And people, yeah, literally put a pot in, press the button, wait for the pot to come out, fucking air it down, and it would go to the deburrer person and they would deburr the fucking pot and all that shit like that. So, but you're also at a smaller company. This company was a bigger company in nature. And yeah, they hired people.
Froze.
Working on it. I don't think they want us doing this show.
Yeah, the Russians, man.
Yeah, fucking Russians.
No, the Democrats.
Okay. Let me see here. We're still live, so live hasn't gone off.
Oh, that's good. Nobody else calling back in?
Yeah, I'm sending it out right now. So give us a little bit of patience there, ladies and gentlemen. We're having technical difficulties again. Tough night. I don't think that the Democrats really want us having a show. So
yeah, apparently not. The is it your server or what's up?
It's only server based. It's yeah, it's only server based. There's no software to this program. It's just basically right off the internet.
Strange.
Okay, just waiting for the other two guys to come on, and we're still live here, guys. So everyone's still live. We're still live. Just having a glitch here, and we're good. We're still live. You guys can speak up while I finish getting D back on and.
No, I mean, I understand what everybody's saying. I'm gonna F off with this whole topic, I guess. I don't know. It's.
All right, let's go. We're getting off track. Donnie, go ahead. Jump right in, bud. You haven't had much time tonight.
Keep thinking. Let's think about this. We really want to manufacture here in our own borders. Some of the stuff everybody wants, I think of it as a war concept because. Everybody's all about, oh, we need to do this, but they don't want that war on your turf. You want to take it to them, right? So if you think of immigration and you look at it from that kind of level, you can be like, you know what? I'm going to take the jobs there. There's people down here by Brownsville. It's a church group. They're making little, best houses they can out of adobe and whatnot. There's actually people that have come from, down in Venezuela and all these other places. They're stopping at the border. They're like, you know what? I got a job. I can feed my family, and I'm safe. They're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm stopping. And that's where they stay. And it's a nonprofit. It's a church people. They're building all this stuff on the other side of the border in Mexico. And it's actually maybe helping working. Hey, how about we do that on a bigger level? Because then I don't transport stuff across oceans. I transport stuff across nations, north and south. Much, much cheaper cost. And we can save ourselves a whole lot of money. The money you save in just shipping and getting so much product here, you could dump into those countries down south, and you could put one in each little country to help their economy, and we'd be much more better. It'd be a more steady economy, and we wouldn't have half the problems we have.
Isn't that like globalism?
Globalism can work if you do it right, just like Mercedes.
But
if you do it right, some of it can work.
Try that experiment, and I don't think it's worked well.
Well, if you sell nationalism with the package, the product, you know what I mean? I think that would check.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what we do with China. We go, hey, it's cost too much to manufacture over here, so go do it over here.
Yep.
Right.
And then like a whole plant worth of people lose their jobs.
Right. But if you put that down south,
I guess again is that's it all has this whole there's a rabbit hole we go down. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but who benefits from that? Do we benefit from that or do they benefit from that?
Both.
Yes.
We both benefit.
Okay, but who benefits more from that?
That's where
do the people who work in China who are still like make sure you make 500 of those or I'm going to put a cap right in the back of your head so we can get it for a nickel cheaper, or the plant that just shut down the road from the dude that you knew and go hang out with a bar. Like who benefits more from that?
He's working at the bar now.
No, what you're
or he's living out back in a cardboard box, one way or the other. But
Jim,
again, this could be a whole nother show. This could be a
Jim,
whole
you're
nother
talking
show.
about I'm talking policy and trade type agreements when we're talking about this manufacturing. You're talking more at the end user
but
level.
I don't think
I'm
that's where we
strategic
started with
level.
it. I didn't. That's not where my intentions were when
We talked about fixing stuff. Think about strategic level at an executive level about all doing this stuff down south. Make these agreements.
I do. I look at it like, okay, if we can shrink our population down to a bunch of people we don't need, then we can take that group of people that used to exist, drop them in another country, and open a company with it. But I look at it like down the road, and the people I know in all these different industries where we go, yeah, instead of making it here, screw you and all your jobs, and we'll just give it to these people over here just because it's more convenient.
And if I was
have to ship it, and I don't think that's right. I think if I have to ship this overseas, then you're going to pay for it if you want it, but you're going to have it made in America. Or we ship it overseas and they make it there and ship it back. You know what I'm saying? Like one way or another, it just doesn't. There doesn't seem to be a benefit, in my opinion. Would you rather eat at home or go out to eat? That's the two different ways you can look at it too. You can make the same food here and it costs you way less than when you go over here.
Yes,
in the long run, maybe not up front. Maybe not up front right now because of again globalism. You're fighting against some dude who's got a 9mm to the back of his head that says, if you don't nail in 500 of these nails in the bottom of this thing, I'm going to shoot you in the head. You can't compete with that, where this guy needs health insurance and everything else. So, I mean, I'm totally against the whole globalism thing on that level. Like, I still say we should be taking care of our own. I mean, that was a huge Trump thing. America first, dude. Like, I'm all over that. I don't no other country first, America first,
Right, but
the
dependence we have on China and their economy is about a third of our total economy. They own almost a third of our total economy. That's what I'm telling you. That's the part I'm talking about on the strategic level, because you want to keep talking about China with a bullet on their head. Well, I'll put them down south, and it might be the same, it might not, but at least I'm not paying as much to go back and forth. And I have more control over my economy because I work those deals to my advantage. Don't think that I'm saying about doing it just to, be gravy. No, we work it to our advantage so it hits home front more.
We're on a net deficit.
The U.S. nets a profit.
But we don't, man. We don't. We lose to China all the time. The same thing. Let's look at Mexico. They build more vehicles through our American companies like Ford. 90% of that shit's manufactured in Mexico.
Exactly.
Or Canada.
Or Canada. But there's more agreements where there's your economy going back and forth. It benefits both countries long term. Think of the ripple effects that get created.
But how does it all
this stuff?
I'm good, Johnny. Man. I took this class. I'm good, bro.
All right. Well, I don't know. I disagree. Next, let's talk about Biden calling people idiots. Let's talk about that for a while.
He's the idiot.
Yes, he is. Let's hear the clip, Blaze.
What?
The clip. The clip I sent you.
Biden, dummy.
It's in the private chat box.
Now I'm a dummy. We just fucking had a crash.
You're not a dummy. You're not a dummy. You're a Clarence.
Easy demo.
Hey, while Blazeman is getting stuff ready, so we're gonna talk about governors real quick, especially for you guys up in New England. Sununu, he's in again in New Hampshire.
Oh, great.
McKee got reelected there in Rhode Island, and they're counting the numbers still in Massachusetts. Healy is at 57, and Deal is at 42. 1%.
Damn it.
Is only in right now. Only 1%.
Well,
Florida. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, so all them races up there in that part of the nation where you guys are talking about, what are the big events or big deals that they're campaigning on, that they're going to make this big change and it's going to be so much better? Go team.
It's pretty much exactly opposite of whatever the Democrats running.
Pretty much. We got a Republican in there just thinks just like a fucking Democrat. So, yeah, we got a comment from Crispy Flacco. Somebody want to read it?
Which one? America first, then others, and then we have as long as the sticker was put on the United States, they can say it was made in the USA. Yeah, that is actually correct too.
Yeah. So that's another theory that maybe we need to stop worrying about, or maybe we need to do a little research and make.
Out of around 200 people at Jones Elementary School, and he also commented on protesters who were gathered outside.
I love those signs when I came in. Socialism. Give me a break. What idiots.
In a statement, the Illinois Republican Party called on Representative Underwood to disavow Biden's comments, accusing the president of lashing out at his critics. The president's Saturday appearance follows a Friday night fundraiser for the Democrats he headlined in the western suburbs. Republicans are making their own political appeals to voters, too, with the GOP only needing a net gain of 5 seats in the House of Representatives to take control. Both parties are focusing on getting the vote out.
Let's elect Democrats up and down the ballot and win big this year.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be in town on Sunday.
Okay, so that's about it with that. I mean, look, I got to jump in here. You know, this guy is supposed to be the president of the United States, okay? Not to come out and stop bashing people because of what they believe in. You think that he would try to lure these socialists or whatever you would say, you know, into the party in some manner, but this guy isn't fucking representing me. I can't speak for the rest of you.
Look at the kettle calling the pot black.
You know, this
as
is
much as shit as Trump talks. The nicknames he gives, and Biden
cares about the nickname.
No, and Trump has
dude, you keep coming at me with the stupidest
because
shit. I'm not one of those people that sit there and say that.
No, you're a simple
I'm
man
the first one to sit there to say that he threw his fucking foot in his mouth all the time.
Shit,
you know what I mean? The guy didn't say the damn fucking shit. Biden's a moron. At least fucking Trump got shit done.
Oh,
you know, regardless of what he said. Regardless of what he said. You know what I mean? Look, he just came out the other day and said, look, if we lose, I'm not taking any credit. If we win, I'm taking all the credit. That's an arrogant fuck right there.
Man,
you know what I mean? I like to have somebody who's arrogant for my president than somebody that can't find the fucking stairs off a stage. Sorry to tell you.
Trump fell down the stairs to a West Point too.
You know?
I want DeSantis. He's got all the Trump in him. But he just doesn't run his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just doesn't say the fucking put his foot in his mouth again. Yeah, of course. 100%.
He was talked out of not announcing his presidency before the midterm. What a narcissist fuck.
That's right, because that's what he is. But when it comes, I'd rather have a narcissist fight from fucking shit in my country than somebody, again, that can't find the stairs to a stage.
Blaze.
You know what I mean? Plain and simple.
No, besides gas, what did he do for you? Did he do anything for you? No, seriously. Did he do anything out of the ordinary? Any Obama didn't do for you? Clinton?
Yeah, D. You know what he did for
my
me?
annuity went through the roof.
I'm not sitting here deciding whether, like Jim said, whether I heat my house or fucking cook my dinner. That's what he did, D. We were fucking oil independent. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
We didn't need none of that from nobody.
I said energy. Don't put energy in there. I said that.
I just did put energy in there.
No, what did Trump do for you besides that Obama, Clinton, and both Bushes didn't do for you?
Well, he didn't have much of a chance because the House and the Senate was against it, you know? And the only thing that Bill Clinton did, what was the biggest thing that Bill Clinton did for the country? Actually, he was the only president to do it.
Job.
He was the only president to ever do it.
DJ's not sexual.
Nobody knows, right? See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Everybody comes out. What did he do?
And you saw this in a fucking.
What did he do? You want to know what he did? He's the only, even though he was a Democratic president, he was the only fucking president that balanced the budget. Balanced the budget. We had a balanced budget. Okay.
And look on who was in charge of the House and the Senate during the time was Republicans, and fucking Newt Gingrich went in there and said, "Bill, we need to work together." And they was like, "No, you don't need to do that." And then Clinton told his advisors, "I need to get reelected."
Right.
How's Idaho looking, D?
Yeah,
For
how's
what,
Idaho?
boss?
But look,
she's putting it out there to break up the monotony.
that's what it is. We're talking about a good serious point, and then something retarded gets tossed in there.
Okay.
Look, all I'm trying to fucking say is that you know what I mean. What did I could ask the same question? I can ask the same question. We're talking about what presidents did for one another. Then secondly, again, I don't think that we would just listen here. I'll put a poll out to the guys in the room. You know, how many people do you think that we would be in a situation if Trump got reelected? Thank you. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. All right. So let's say this then, man.
I'm not gonna.
If George Bush would have got
Donnie's got the floor. Go ahead, Donnie. I want to hear. I want to hear, Donnie. I want to hear. Go, Donnie.
I don't really like. I mean, like I said last week, if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, bro. You know, you can't do a lot of ifs when it comes to politics and economies and saying what it was doing, because at the end of his fourth year, the Democrats were fighting him on, damn it, you didn't wear a red tie today. You're supposed to be blue, you know, and you wore red. And they were fighting him on everything. There wasn't shit going to get done in his second term. So he didn't have 4 years. But to that point, we'd be halfway through the 4 years by now. And do I think we'd be in the same boat? Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, come on.
Who knows? You can't say.
You know damn well we wouldn't be in the same boat.
You can't say that for sure. You really can't.
Well, the fucking Keystone Pipeline would be open. That's number one.
No, because the courts agreed with the businesses, and they said shut it down.
Biden shut it down.
Yeah, well, still he shut it down. So you can't say that would still be open. You don't know.
And
that
I'm
for
saying
sure.
that if Trump was still in office, you're telling me that pipeline wouldn't be open?
I don't think so. I think it'd be still tied up in courts.
No,
because you'd have so many extremists from either side ranting and raving. Just like you have everything with student loan forgiveness and college, and everything's tied up in lawsuits now.
Because Democrat likes to give everything away. That's just what we just got done talking about. Nobody wants to work no more. Nobody wants to take a trade no more. Somebody wants to go to college for fucking 2 years and have an art degree.
No,
what are you doing with me for me?
About.
No. I know you wasn't talking about that. I'm saying in general of what we're speaking about.
No, Blaze, what I'm talking about is the policies that are made. We keep talking about all this Republican or Democrats. Who's making the dumbass policies? Because there's people on both sides making these dumbass policies that think it's a great idea, like the student forgiveness one. Mr. Biden, he put that out there, supposedly got their vote, but they made it and they put it to, hey, if you got so much money, or if you're a person of this skin color or that skin color or this or that, when they put those stipulations in the policy, that's what made it racist of itself or whatever, but we let these people still sit there. So that's my point. When we're electing people, are we looking at what they think they're going to do? And are they talking that? No, they're not. Who knows? I don't listen because I don't trust any of them.
Putting you on the spot, buddy. You're shaking your head a lot over here.
No, I just want to two quick things to go back to D. Donald Trump, that guy did a lot for me, man. My annuity went through the roof. Stocks, I did really good. I saved enough money to buy my house. Trump, I love that guy. He hooked me up.
Yep, and my 401k was flourishing at that time too.
Yeah, so I mean,
no, I agree with you.
Yeah,
no, but go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I just with that, I'm your guys' conversation. It's way above my above my educational level. I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are too good with all the current events and stuff that's going on. So I'm gonna check myself out. It's been a pleasure being on here with you guys. I know you guys only have a few minutes left, so I don't want to hold you guys up.
Yeah, and you got to get up at 3 a.m, buddy. So, hey, listen, go ahead.
I'm going to get up at 4:30. Fuck.
Not to make a throw at Jim. I got to wake up tomorrow at 3 to leave the house so I can go train some entry-level guys to do my job.
Good luck, bro. Good luck, man. Hey, where you at? I'll come hire you. You can train all the people for me.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, a little bit of training goes a long way.
Hey, I'm all for it, dude. Trust me.
It's all fun and games. I'm not, you know.
We get it, kid. Don't worry about it. Justin, man. It's a pleasure, man. We'd like to come back anytime, bud.
I watch you guys every week, so maybe next time there's a show I'm a little more in tuned about, I'll jump on in. And,
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Justin. He has his own show right here on FFN Radio Network called The Side Draft about NASCAR. Fantastic show, Justin. Always a pleasure, buddy. I'll see you Friday, man.
Absolutely, guys. Again, thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys.
Awesome.
Be careful, Justin. Be careful, brother.
All right, my man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, bud. All right. So, yeah, good kid right there. He's got a good show for us here on FFN Radio Network. D update.
The big 25% of the vote is in New Hampshire. I don't think he's going to pull it off. Hassan's at 58. Bulldog's at 40%. The next big one was Georgia. While you guys were getting in a heated discussion about 10 minutes ago, Walker was up. Now he's down 61%. But now it's like 30,000 he's off.
Okay, so what's the deal with that? Is that people that voted in person, or is that by mail-in ballots? Or...
No, that's what they. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's jump to Pennsylvania. This should be a long night of counting because of the absentee ballots. Yeah, they are not authorized to open them until election day. They're one of the several states that only do it, and Pennsylvania is loaded with people. But Fetterman, he's at 69%, and Oz is at 29%. 11% is only in. That was a Trump-backed candidate. Let's see how powerful Trump is.
We'll have to see what happens there. Right now, guys, we got DeSantis. Let's hear a little bit of his victory speech here.
Yeah, good call, Blaze.
Of freedom for people across this country and indeed across the world. We faced attacks. We took the hits. We weathered the storms, but we stood our ground. We did not back down. We had the conviction to guide us, and we had the courage to lead. We made promises. We made promises to the people of Florida, and we have delivered on those promises. And so today, after 4 years, the people have delivered their verdict. Freedom is here to stay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, thanks to the overwhelming support of the people of Florida, we not only won election, we have rewritten the political map. Thank you for honoring us with a win for the ages. I want to thank all of our campaign staff, from campaign manager Janera Peck down. This was the best run campaign in the history of Florida politics.
Okay, boys. So DeSantis says he wants to run. Does the Republican Party tell fucking Trump to stand down?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
I don't even care if nobody else wants to run. He needs to back off.
Yes. Yes, he does.
He's not going to win, dude.
No, don't get me wrong. He brings a lot to the table, but he's just hard to swallow all the time.
Yeah, you can't, dude.
You know?
Seriously, man. No matter what, even if you're the best at your job, you shut your mouth and be humble.
Yes.
Like you can't. This, again, nobody likes a cockhead, and he's a cockhead. Excuse my language on the radio here. But I'm sorry. Bottom line is, I love what he did. I do. I love his policies. I love what he's all about.
Right. If he would just shut his fucking mouth.
If you come in and hang out with a group of my buddies, you can talk like you want to. But when you get up on a stump, you shut your mouth and do your job, bro. And he can't. And that's where, like, I think DeSantis has the same mindset. I think he'd be same in a lot of the policy areas. In what his beliefs are and where his principles lie and his values, and all of that lines up with what I feel is like the same, is what I can get behind, but he doesn't have that loud mouth sometimes. He does, but he does it in a way that's political, where he just shuts you up and walks away without ruining the rest of his career.
Right. I've liked what I've seen so far. There's a lot more I have to see from DeSantis too, you know what I mean? But if I could get DeSantis like Trump without Trump's mouth, then that would, to me, there would be a great fucking president right there. So,
I mean, again, dude, you can't. Anybody who
I gotta do final thoughts, Jim.
Yeah,
I gotta do final thoughts. We're gonna do some final thoughts before we head out. We're 15 minutes. We're not over because we had problems at the beginning. So, I'm gonna go with Donald tonight. Final thoughts, buddy.
I think DeSantis is gonna be the Republican guy because he's gonna get one more year of funds, and then he's gonna be there. He's just gonna get the rhetoric, and he's gonna have, when the donors, the majority of the top 10 donors support him, Trump will back down. So I think a lot of Republicans are starting to see Trump is not the best option, and like everything every week, man, just think positive, do positive, and just let's hope that these elections turn out and it starts taking this country in a better direction.
And I agree with you with that, Donald. For as far as DeSantis, I would. I just got to learn a little bit more about him. D, final thoughts.
Yes. I want to thank Mr. Jim, Donald, our special guest today, Justin. Great show. Jim, I know you're a hamper on manufacturing and stuff, and maybe we could bring that up one show. Because me and Donnie, we could bring a little to the table when it comes to manufacturing. And just have a good day. Positivity. That's all I got.
All right. And Jim.
Again, thank you guys for inviting me back here after my hiatus, so to speak. It's always a pleasure talking with you. Thanks again to Justin for coming on the show. I don't know, positivity, and I don't know. I hope this election goes the way I would like it to go.
Yeah, agree.
Yes.
Let's bounce. Go ahead, Jim. Finish up quick.
No, that's it. I don't know.
All right. Let's bounce back to Donald real quick.
Hey, just real quick on DeSantis. I think he finally gives us an option that we don't say, well, that's the best of the worst evil, so that's what I choose. It actually gives you somebody that you may want to actually, choose.
Right. We're not going to hear.
That's a good point, dude.
Hopefully, right. That's a great fucking point. Hopefully, we don't hear.
I want to vote for this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Not I have to.
Right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for bearing with us and bouncing back and forth and continuing to follow in the show. Shit happens on live TV, whatever you want to call it. With that being said, let's just hope for a positive Democratic vote this year, and it's not a bunch of shit. Before the show even started, I already heard little hints here and there about the electronic voting machines were down in this state, and it's all set because it was a printer problem. I really don't want to hear none of this shit. I want it just a fair election. All of that stuff like that. Peace and love to each and every one of you out there. Don't forget to catch us next Tuesday, 7 and 9 p.m. right here on the Rabbit Hole. Don't forget to check the Blaze Man and Miss Tammy show out tomorrow, the Neutral Corner on Thursday, and the Side Draft with Justin on Fridays. Peace and love to each one of you out there. Good night, ladies and gents.